He's such a man.
Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya
Tadabhaktaya
Namo Namah. Anarpitam Sharim Shirat Karunyavati Nakalam Samarpaitam Natajarasam Savakti Prabhu, please come. Welcome. Welcome. Hari Amra Sundar Husi Kadamba Sandi Vitaha Sada Vivekandresha Suritavai Sachinandana. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu
Dinabandhu Jagatpate Kopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste
Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishubhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Bhaktya Vihinaya Paralakshe Shiptasya Kamani Tarang Vande Kripamayi Tam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
One more time, welcome.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Jai Ho
Nanda Maharaj, Nanda.
Please come. Hare Krishna. All divine personalities descended. That's why it was rain. That was the announcement of. So, the causeless mercy of Srila Gurudev and the Vaishnavas, entire Guru Parampara, we assemble today in this house among so wonderful devotees, all respectful devotees, and they all here to give their darshans, which is all auspicious. Just by seeing devotees, it reminds us of what? Krishna. Just by seeing Tilak, it reminds us of Krishna. Vaishnavas. भजन मध्य श्रेष्ठ नम विदा भक्ति कृष्ण प्रेम कृष्ण देते धरे महाशक्ति तार मध्य सर्वश्रेष्ठ नाम संकीर्तन निरपराध नाम लय पावे प्रेम धन. Nine names are explained by Sri Prahlad Maharaj. Shavanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Daste Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. Iti Pumsam Arpita Vishnu, Bhakti Shanam Lakshana. When Sri Prahlad Maharaj was being asked by his father, Prahlad Maharaj never ever. Now Prahlad Maharaj, Gurudev was? Who is Gurudev? Shanda Marka was appointed two teachers to train Prahlad Maharaj to learn art of hypocrisy, cheating, politics, all this. But Prahlad Maharaj was not interested even to hear those material talks. Enemy of your father, he against Vishnu. They are not addressing Vishnu, it's an enemy. Prahlad Maharaj said, Yatha Brahmayate Brahman Swayam Akarshya Sanido, just like iron without any effort get attracted towards a magnet. My mati, my intelligence naturally get attracted towards Vishnu. And to pray to the Lord, how is possible? And that was a surprise to the teachers of Prahlad Maharaj. How your intelligence is running towards Vishnu. Then he said, naturally, spontaneously. But it's not actually naturally and spontaneous. There's a cause behind this. And that is, when Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb of his mother, his Gurudev means Naradji. He taught him. When Prahlad Maharaj, just in the womb of his mother, Narad, he used to speak Bhagavad Dharma, and Prahlad, being child in the womb, was hearing this, and not only hearing this, even adopting this. Adoption of Krishna consciousness is very important. Of course, hearing is auspicious, speaking is auspicious, but in different degrees. Adoption is most important and most auspicious. If I am hearing for 20 years, 30 years, if I am reciting, chanting for 40 years, but if I am not adopting, what is the use of my hearing and chanting? Adoption is most important. Prahlad Maharaj, just right in the womb of his mother, is not only hearing, he is adopting what? Bhagavad Dharma. Glories of Bhagavad Dharma. Shutino patito dhyat adruto vanu modita sadya punati sadharmo devish dropihi. Anyone who hears about Bhagavad Dharma, anyone who speaks about Bhagavad Dharma, anyone who reads about Bhagavad Dharma, anyone who meditates on Bhagavad Dharma, and if anyone get against to that person, or even the demigods got against the person, cannot harm it at all. Bhagavad Dharma is so powerful. And Prahlad Maharaj is showing this with his own example. You see, when Draupadi was in danger, you all know this? No? Okay. So then I have to elaborate the point. Draupadi, wife of 5 Pandavas. You heard 5 Pandavas? Yudhishthir. Who are those? Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjun, no? Nakul, Sahadev. 5. Draupadi had 5 husbands. Okay? And they are very, 6 of them, I'd say 7 of them, their mother Kunti, 5 sons, and 1 wife of 5 sons, Draupadi. They are very near and dear to Krishna. So, very long story. You can read this in Mahabharata. Wonderful book to read, and you get to know so much information. He dragged Draupadi right in the assembly, where her seniors, her superiors, her husbands, and all were assembled there. And Dushasan is trying to disrobe her, wants to make her naked in the assembly. Such a disrespect. And what she did, She was trying to seek help, protection from her seniors, father-in-law, great father-in-law. But nobody came forward to help her. Then she looked towards her husbands. 5, very powerful. They're not ordinary, very powerful. Yudhishthir, the senior-most, Yudhishthir. Yudh means fight, means battle. And sthir means one who remains fixed and firm in battlefield. Yudhishthir, who is also known as, means is incarnation of Yamaraj. You know Yamaraj? Who's Yamaraj?
Lord of Death.
God of death. Yamaraj. Yudhishthir was the incarnation of Yamaraj. What is that story behind this? So once upon a time, there were like those bags, etc. near to the cottage of this Rishi, Mandup Rishi, the sage Mandup. Now the soldiers came and said, "Oh, you cheater, you posing, you are a sadhu, you are a holy person, and you meditating on? What are you meditating on? You are stupid, you are a rascal. You are the one who stole king's wealth." So they pulled him, dragged him to the king. And king said, "Oh, he's the one who did that. I'm going to punish him in front of my subjects." So, sentenced to death. That's it. And in those days, sentenced to death means there used to be a spear, very sharp pointed, and a person sentenced to death. Sorry. Just imagine. So soldiers, they kept this sage on the top of the sphere, and what happened? He was very powerful, and he had no fault. He was very pure, and it was not his fault. So he was not even touching that sphere. He was, flying high above that sphere, like the god of death. Why I have to go through such insult? What was my mistake? What is my mistake? What wrong I did in my life? I never did any wrong in my life. So he went to Yamaraj and said, tell me, what wrong I did in my life that I have to go through such insult in front of so many people? He said, wait a minute. When you were a small young boy, 4 years, or I think 3 years, you used to take thorns and pierce in the back of insects. So because of that, to every action there is equal and opposite reactions. Because of these actions of your past, this was your punishment. Then he shouted at Yamaraj saying, you Yamaraj, did you forget dharma, the principles? Don't you know there is no offense for anyone below the age of 5? There is no offense at all because the child is innocent. I will curse you now. Because this is not something good you did. And Yamaraj was shaking. And the sage cursed Yamaraj. May you become a king, and may you become a Shudra. Why? Because only Shudra, he's working day and night so hard for his survival, as there is no time for him to worship Krishna or to meditate on Krishna. And king, He has so much opulence, he has no time to worship Krishna, and there is no need for him to worship Krishna. Because he is always in a very luxurious, opulent lifestyle. And that's the curse of sage to the Yamraj. May you become a king and a Shudra. Yamraj accepted that curse, and therefore he became king, Yudhishthir. And Shudra means Vidura. Vidura is also incarnation of Yamraj. But this is the glories of bhakti, devotion. Kaunteya pratijani name bhakta pranashyati. Krishna promised, and he told Arjun to declare everywhere, my devotee never perish, my devotion never ends. So Yudhishthir, Yamraj is pure devotee of Lord. There are 12 Mahajans, 12 Mahabhagavats, pure devotees of Lord. What are those? Swayambhu, Narad, Shambhu, Kumar, Kapilo, Manu, Prahlad, Janaka, Bhishma, Bali, Vyasaki, Vayam means Yamraj. Yamraj is one of 12 Mahajans, means pure devotee. So any curse to them will never cannot destroy their bhakti and devotion at all. Yudhishthir Maharaj, even though he was king, but he is so dear to Krishna. Krishna used to love him so much. So much. Krishna always used to pay obeisances to Yudhishthir, taking him as elder brother. See? Therefore, when Draupadi looked towards 5 husbands for protection, because Yudhishthir, senior most, very powerful, he always followed the path of dharma, righteous. Never he compromised with any situations. Even in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Mahabharata, the Gurudev of Arjun, Dronacharya, was so powerful, it was so difficult to defeat him. And he has one son called Ashwathama. Krishna told Yudhishthir, right in the middle of battlefield, can you announce loudly that Ashwathama is dead? Yudhishthir said, no, I can't tell lies. To win the battle, I have to tell lie. I never told lie in my life. Krishna said, I'm telling you. When I'm saying, Krishna is saying, when I'm telling you this, that means everything is overruled. I'm telling this. Say, announce this. Yudhishthir said no. Because Yudhishthir always following this path of righteous, dharma. And that's why he's known as Dharmaraj, Yamaraj. Then Krishna employed some other means. He told Bhim, there's an elephant whose name is Ashwathama, kill that elephant. And Bhim took his club and threw it on an elephant, and elephant died. And Bhim started shouting, Ashwathama died! Ashwathama died! Ashwathama died! And hearing this, Dronacharya became so sad, and he lost his eagerness or morale to fight. And that became the cause, or the opportunity to Arjun to kill Dronacharya. So Yudhishthir never compromised with anything. Very powerful. And Bhim, he has so much potency. More than 10,000 elephants. If someone try to harm a devotee, you know what happened? A person gets cursed directly from all demigods and from all the Vaishnavas. But that Vaishnava, that devotee become more powerful, gets more powerful. If someone try to defame a devotee or insult a devotee wrongly, he gets more famous and more powerful. Bhim, when he was a young boy, is always, Duryodhan never likes Bhim. And they're powerful. Duryodhan always have hostile mood with Bhim. Always. So once upon a time, Duryodhan brought a laddu. You know laddu? Very sweet ball. And he said, Bhim, brother Bhim, this is a delicious laddu for you. Please eat this. And Bhim was wondering, how come today he's showing so much love and affection to me? He's always... Okay. So Bhim is in pond. And now Duryodhana has said, no one is in this world can ever challenge me. Now I'm the most powerful personality. My only competitor was Bhim. And now he's dead. But what happened to Bhim? When he was in pond, the king of snakes, they saw a human boy in water, and snakes, they very easily they can detect if someone has poison. Oh, somebody has gave poison to him. So the king of snakes, he sucked the poison from the body of Bhim, and when Bhim came back to his consciousness, the king of snake asked him, who are you? Who are your parents? What happened to you? And he said, my mother's name is Kunti. Then the king of snakes said, oh Kunti, she's like my sister. That means you are my nephew. Somebody gave poison to you. But Bhim is also following the footsteps of his elder brother, Yudhishthir. And he said, oh no. Actually I was playing. I slipped and I fell in this pond. He don't want to tell the name of his brother that my brother gave me poison. Then the king of snakes said, you're lying. Somebody gave me poison. Tell me. Anyway, if you don't want to tell, it's no issues. But I took all the poison from your body and now you're very weak. And I'm giving you a pot of nectar. So drink this. Moment Bhim drank that pot of nectar, the king of snakes said, you know what is this? Now you have strength and potency of 10,000 elephants. And Bhim came out from the pond with more strength than he was having before. Understand? Any harm to associates of Lord, devotees of Lord, makes them more famous and more powerful. So Bhim, so powerful. And Arjun, no one can defeat Arjun. Even Indra, the king of demigods, even Mahadev, even Parshuram, Arjun defeated everyone. So why I'm giving little stories about these personalities, they are so powerful, no one, like one man army, no one can defeat them. Only Arjun can defeat the whole army. Only Bhim can defeat the whole army. But Draupadi, when she was in this situation, getting disrobed, insulted in the assembly, she is looking towards her husbands. Please come forward and help me. But they all lost in a game of dice. Gambling. Now many people who don't know the inside story, they blame Yudhishthir Maharaj, saying that Yudhishthir Maharaj, being king, also used to play also performing gambling. But our commentators, our acharyas explains, no, it's not like that. No devotee of an associate of Lord can indulge in this kind of practices. But then why Yudhishthir was doing this? That's the humility of a devotee. They always try to pose themselves as they are not devotees to avoid name and fame from the society. Yudhishthir was doing this because to save himself from those praise, from name and fame from the society. Then no one will take me as devotee. They will think, oh, he is, a materialistic king. He indulged in gambling. How he can be righteous? Understand? So that's why intentionally he was doing this. Like in Navdeep, there used to be one pure devotee. His name was Vamshidas Babaji Maharaj. He used to throw fish in front of his cottage so that he should not get any disturbance from local people thinking his Mahapurusha, his Mahabhagavad, his pure devotee. So they will see, oh, he's eating fish because we see fish around his cottage. So those who are pure devotees, they never pose themselves they are pure devotees. Those who are not pure devotees, they always claim, I'm pure devotee. Okay, the point where I was coming to this is then when Draupadi looked towards her husbands for protection, they didn't came forward because they already lost that game, the gambling. So they helpless. So after seeking protection from everyone, when she saw I'm helpless now, she applied her own strength to hold her sari. But Dushasan was very powerful. They keep on pulling her sari, her clothes. And then finally she realized, no one can help me. Even my strength can't help me. Only my dear Krishna can help me. Till this moment, Krishna didn't came forward to help Draupadi. But when Draupadi raised hands and say, Hey Govind, Rakho Sharana, Ab to Jivana Hari. Hey Govind, hey Krishna, please come and help me. Immediately, without a fraction of a second, Krishna appeared on the scene. And what? He supplied how many saris?
Infinite.
Unlimited.
Huh?
Unlimited.
Unlimited saris. So many saris were supplied and Draupadi got saved. Immediately he came. Immediately. So this is one example. But you see, the nature of Krishna is Pratigya tav Govinda mein name bhakta panashyati iti sansmritya pran. Very nice. What is the meaning?
Knowing that you state that your devotees will never perish, O Govinda, I am able to retain my life heirs. Only because I know that you've said that your devotees will never, it's paraphrased, but saying that your devotees will never perish, O Govinda, only by this I am able to retain my life.
Yes. And Krishna also said there, Draupadi, in this time of danger you called upon my name. I am indebted to you. I don't know what I have to give you in return because you called upon my name. You see, Krishna is so down to earth and so loving. Draupadi called for her protection, but Krishna took this name that Draupadi called my name and I am now indebted to her. I don't know what I have to give you in return because you called upon my name for help, for protection. It's called reverse psychology. So this is one example. Another example is because this Florida full of alligators. Yeah. So there's story of alligator and elephant. Which elephant?
Gajendra.
Gajendra. So everyone knows this. I'm not going to tell into it. But the point I want to make here is when Gajendra the elephant was getting drowned in that pond, in that lake, an alligator was pulling him, applying so much strength, and there was fight between them for so many years. So many years. Gajendra elephant, because he was king of elephants, he has so many wives and so many children. And there was a fight, Gajendra on the land and alligator on the water. They're pulling. So he was having, Gajendra elephant was getting so much support from his wives and children. They're pulling him. But because alligator was in water, he's more powerful, he's dragging him in water. And finally, because this happened for so many years, all the wives and children became so weak. So they gave up Gajendra being alone. How long we can serve you? How long we can take care of you? You know, there's a limit. Right? So they all left Gajendra alone, and now Gajendra is in waters. Alligator is pulling him, and he's just about to die. The water is still here. That's it. And with his trunk, Gajendra took this lotus and offered to the Lord. You know, and there, Bhagavan, Supreme Lord, he called upon his carrier. Who's his carrier? Garuda. Garuda, quickly! I have to go there to save my devotee. Garuda said, wait a minute. My back is so rough. Let me pull some mattress, nice pillows for you, for your comfort. And Lord said, Gajendra, you worried for my comfort and my devotee is dying there. How can I look upon my comfort? He's dying. He's calling out me. I have to go there. And now this is commentaries of our acharyas. So just giving you a little hint of this. How much time it takes to complete the word Hari? Hari is the name of Krishna, right? When we say Hari, when we say Ha, Hari means H-A-R, I, right? Was king who was worshipping his deity Shaligram. Do you know Shaligram? The Shaligram deities. And he, while worshipping Shaligram, he saw one great saint, sage, very powerful. His name is Agastya, sage Agastya. Very powerful. How many of you can drink 7 buckets of water? 7 cups of water at one time? Maybe. But 7 buckets? Impossible. And sage Agastya, he drank 7 oceans like this. 7 oceans. Imagine how powerful he is. He drank 7 oceans. So when he was coming, King Indradyumna was serving his Shaligram, and he saw sage king coming towards him. And he didn't welcome him. He was busy in serving his deities. Considering that we serve deities, there is no need to welcome anyone. But this is not the system. When our Gurudev or a senior Vaishnava is coming, even if we are serving our deities or whatever we are doing, we are supposed to get up in honor of the Vaishnava. If we don't, that's offense. It's very offensive. Too much negligence of rules and regulations and too much adherence to rules and regulations. Both are detrimental to bhakti. That's why Rupa Goswami Pad said, Niyam Agraha. Neglecting rules and regulations, unfavorable to bhakti. And too much adherence to rules and regulations is also unfavorable to bhakti. The king is thinking, I'm serving my Shaligram, my deities. What is the need to welcome or stand up in honor of anyone, even though whoever it is? But this is offensive. Even if we are serving deities, if our Gurudev or senior Vaishnava on the level of Srila Gurudev approach, we are supposed to give up all other activities and priority is to stand up in honor of that Gurudev or Vaishnava. That's on priority. And then with his permission, can you allow me to serve my deities and then I can serve you? Of course they will say yes. So Indradyumna was serving his deity and he got cursed by sage Agastya. You saw me coming, still you didn't give honor to me. So this is not actually pride, but this is to teach a lesson through him to the masses. And you're sitting, seeing me, I'm coming, you're sitting. May you become an elephant. And that curse, Gajendra, he became king of elephants. Gajendra. But the glories of bhakti is, Name bhakti pranashyati. My devotee never perish. Devotion, bhakti never get destroyed. Understand? So even though he got cursed and he became elephant, his bhakti was not destroyed. And even as elephant, when there's this situation when he was drowning, when he was dying, he was praying to the Lord. So this is called Gajendra Stutis. In these prayers of what Gajendra is speaking, is not mentioning any name, any particular name of any demigod or god. That's the beauty of his prayers. So when his prayers was heard by Indra, the king of demigods, he thought this is a good opportunity to get famous in the society. If I go right away to save this elephant, which is just like this, I can go and save a little elephant, but it's not a big thing. Then I'll be famous around everywhere. That you see, Indra is so powerful. He came to save elephant. But Gajendra is not speaking anything which is indicating to Indra to come and help him. The prayers of Gajendra is also not referred to Brahma. Brahmaji also thought it's a good opportunity. If I save elephant, I will also get little name and fame. Everyone, even Shiva, just because of only one point, one verse which Gajendra said so important, everyone stepped back. What is that point? Gajendra said, Ekanto na yasya na kanchanartham vanchanti yave bhagvat prapanna ati adbhuta charitra sumangalam gayanti anand samudra magna. Just for a second try to understand the situation. Elephant, Gajendra, drowning in water, just dying. Imagine if we are in his place. If you're dying, we don't know how to swim. A person like me, I don't know how to swim. But if I am in the ocean or a lake or whatever pond, if I'm drowning, dying, what will I say? Say, oh, no, panic. Even in swimming pool. Even 5 feet, 6 feet. Oh, help me. I don't know swimming. Panic situation. But in that situation, Gajendra is glorifying Lord. That's the symptom of devotees. Narayan para na sarva kutasya bhivayati. Those who are Narayan paraha means they believe the existence of Bhagwan. Understand? And when is the test? When we believe the existence of the Lord? Not in favorable circumstances, but in unfavorable circumstances. What happened with Gajendra was unfavorable circumstance. He's dying, and what he's doing? Because he's devotee from his previous life, he's glorifying Lord with such beautiful prayers. Amongst those prayers, this verse is so powerful, which says, Ekantana yasana kanchanartham. Oh my Lord, I don't want anything from you. Of course, if a person is dying, what he wants from Lord? Can you give me a, what, let's say, iPhone Pro? Nothing like that. Dying is... Any realizations? It's a very difficult circumstance. It's a point of life and death. That's why every day practicing Krishna consciousness is giving us a habit to remember Krishna in all circumstances. This is practice, which will help us at the point of death. And death, is there any surety or certainty it will come after 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? No, actually after when I get old. Yeah? What's the definition of old person? Gray hairs, bad vision, no teeth, knee problems, bend, no. Every individual is old, irrespective of what age. Even a child is also known as old person. How? The child in the womb of mother, how we define that? Sorry, my English is not good. Embryo. When a child takes birth, newborn baby, then next step, toddler, then
Youth.
youth, no,
Baby.
baby, child, then teenager. Am I right?
Yes.
I know some English. Then youth, then middle age, then old age, and what's the next step after old? Toddler again, youth again, embryo again. After old age is what? Only one step, death, right? Everyone believes this? So this means anyone who is near to death is called old, right? Now, don't we hear child in the womb dying? Don't we hear toddler dying? Or teenagers are dying? Youth are dying. They never become old. How they died? They never become old. Hence, everyone is old. Right from the womb of a mother till old age. Because everyone is near to death. We all are old. And death can come any moment. Yes. So what to do then? Start dying today, fearing that death may come tomorrow or tonight. What if tsunami comes tonight and we are going to beach for Harinam? We can't avoid that. It's not in our hands, but something which we can do. Whatever we have learned so far spiritually, at least we can apply that. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
One of my devotee friend was telling a very funny story. He said he was flying he was in airplane in Europe somewhere and there was turbulence, and the plane was literally shaking very badly, like up, down like this. And everyone was shouting, screaming, "Oh, woo, wee." And pilot also announced, he said, "We are going through very bad turbulence, so please take care and remember God." That really means something. The pilot announced that. Usually they don't. That's their trick. Even if there is something, they just say, "Put your seatbelts and relax." And when the pilot announced, "I don't know what's going to happen, I'm trying my best." Imagine what. So actually, it was a very terrible situation. So my devotee friend, next to him, a passenger, he was drinking wine whole night, one after another, one after another, one after another, non-stop. It was getting free, right? Non-stop. So he was having his glass of wine, and he was drinking, and when everyone was shouting, he got little, "What is this?" And pilot announced, and he became more worried. And what he said, he took his glass and, "Oh my Lord, save me today." He's not even keeping glass on that tray. He was just holding his glass and praying, "Oh my Lord, please save me." Please save me. And within 1 minute, everything became cool, like, relaxed. Pilot said, "We are out of danger, so thank you so much for cooperation." So he was saying, "Oh my Lord, save me, save me." And we are out of danger. And the cup from the head went on to the mouth and he drank. Finish. Forget. Understand? For a second, realized, I'm going to die now. Plane can crash. But in 1 second, we forget that and again enjoying. That's the situation. But don't worry, tsunami will not come. You know why? Raghunath is there to save us.
Yeah.
He's stopping ocean to come. He's always guarding me, right? Which anyway. So Gajendra said, "Ekanto na yassana kanchanartham." I don't want anything from you, but I do want something from you. Devotees, they always speak like that. "Krishna, I don't want anything from you. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitava jagdish kamai." In this verse, there are 4 lines. In 2 lines, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us, I don't want anything from you. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. I don't want wealth, I don't want followers, I don't want anything from you. But in the next line, he said, I do want something from you. Mama janmani janmaneshwari, bhagavad bhaktir ahetu pitui. One side, 50%, I don't want anything from you. I don't want anything from you means I don't want any material things from you and any material comforts from you. Understand? But what I want from you, you have to give me, and you're bound to give me. I've given my life to you. And my Gurudev used to say, what to speak of pure devotees associates? A new person who just gave all his attachment or her attachments and even trying to surrender Krishna, even just trying, Krishna feel indebtedness to that person. Anyone. We just started, beginning, don't even know, familiar with what is Krishna consciousness, what is surrender, trying to surrender, giving up all attachment, and understood this life is very short. Just understood this point. Very flexible, very short. And there is no happiness. Any kind of pleasure we can drive, eating, sleeping, whatever it is. Any kind of pleasure in this existence has one saturation point. After the saturation point, the pleasure does not feel pleasure anymore. The pleasure is not enjoyable anymore. It can be any kind of pleasure. Madhusudan, he likes cake so much. Just by saying cake, he is, oh. Imagine. No, I'm just trying to simplify the philosophy because I have some new devotees here and also senior devotees, so just reconciling together. Otherwise, someone will say, I didn't understand what he's saying. He's just speaking something. So I'm just simplifying the important part of the philosophy with some logic and with examples, which is very hard to do. Saying exactly what is said in the scriptures is very easy, but to simplify that, it takes a lot of logics. So suppose he likes something very good, cakes. How many pieces of cakes can he eat, or how many cakes he can eat? 1, 2, 3, 4. He said, no, I'm full, I can't anymore. Madhu, I like you so much. Yes, just one more, for my sake. You're very dear to me. Okay, if you're saying, okay, I'll try. Maximum 7. And the 8th one, if I force in his mouth, what will happen? The 8th or 9th cake is bitter. It's not sweet anymore. Imagine the pleasure of the first cake and the pleasure of the 9th one. Is it same? And 12th one will be terrible. Some health issues. And there's so many urgent care nearby to rush there, vomit, etc. The source of pleasure, after a saturation, it can fade and it declines. This is material happiness. And in spiritual happiness, there is no saturation. It's like more deep than an ocean. More deep than an ocean. A person wants to drown in that ocean. If anyone is drowning in Miami Beach, what he will say? Save me, save me, save me. Please, anyone help me. But in this ocean of bliss of spirituality, everyone raise their hands and say, don't save me. Don't save me. Don't come forward to save me. And if you're coming to me, just put me down. I want to drown. I want to taste this. I want to go to the depth of this. That's the difference. Understand? So devotee don't want anything from the Lord, but he do want, what is that? Not any material pleasure. He wants something more than that. So what Gajendra is saying, by hearing this, all others step back. I don't want anything from you, but Vanchanti Yave Bhagavad Prapanna Ati Adbhutta Charitra Sumangalam Gayanti Anand Samudra Magna. Just give me association of your devotees. I don't want anything from you, but I only want one thing, association of your pure devotees. What kind of pure devotees? Anand Samudra Magna. Those who are totally immersed and absorbed in that bliss of narrating your pastimes each and every moment. They're relishing that by themselves and they're sharing that to others. Oh my friends, what I'm relishing, taste this. It's so delicious. Your life will be changed. It's not about information, this is all about transformation. When our Acharya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he came to Western world. My Gurudev traveled all over the world and is distributing this. What they relished, what they're relishing in spiritual abode. And they came here to give us this opportunity, so that we can also taste and relish. But the only difference is, if we eat mango, which is very sweet, we can eat mango complete, one complete mango. We can chew, we can taste, lick, and some drops fall on the ground, and some small ants comes there, hundreds of ants. For them, one drop of that mango juice is enough to fill their belly. And they also taste the same sweetness. In the same way, the pure devotees, they are relishing that sweetness and immersed in that sweetness, totally immersed in that sweetness, tasting that sweetness incomplete. And few drops which falls from their tongue, from their mouth, we like small ants, 100 and 1,000 and million of us, we just go around that one drop, and for us this one drop is also too much. We can't even digest that one drop of that pleasure and bliss. And imagine they are relishing that complete mango, the complete bliss. The one drop is also the same quality as the complete mango. It's also sweet. It's not that one drop is bitter. But imagine the difference. Elephant, Gajendra, when he's dying, he's praying to the Lord, just give me association of your devotees who are totally immersed in narrating your pastimes and your glories. This much I only want from you. That's all. Nothing more than that. Nothing less than that. Devotee for the praise. Prem dhan bina daridra jivan das kori vetan mor deh prem dham. Oh my Lord, I serve you every day. I remember you in the morning, I remember you in the noon, I remember you in the evening. When I go to bed, I remember you. When I get up in the morning, what we're supposed to do when we get up in the morning? The very first thing, remember our Gurudev and Krishna. The very first thing, the day starts with auspiciousness. Right? And when the day ends, when we go to sleep, just for a second, remember once Gurudev and Krishna. The day ends with their remembrance, and day begins with their remembrance. This is how we are practicing, and we're trying our best. Although we have so much limitations, so many limitations. And for us this is so hard because we are pulled away by the material modes of nature. Sometimes we are in a mode of ignorance, sometimes we are in a mode of passion, sometimes mode of goodness. So, I remember you, Lord. I chant your name. I fast on Ekadashis. I serve your devotees. I do whatever I can. But then I need something from you. No wages. Even if we work outside, we need wages every hour. I serve you from so many years, or I started serving you from some months. I also need some wages from you. Okay, what do you need? Then devotee pray what? Das kori vetan mor deha prem dhan. Make me your servant. And if you make me your servant, you have to give me something. I'm not serving you free of cost. I need some wages. What do you want? More service. And not service which is irritating in nature. Service which is called loving service. I really want to do this. Not that I'm bound to do this. Only why I have to do this. There's no love. If we say I have to do this, but loving, that I can't survive without that. So Gajendra is praying and asking this. Give me the association of the devotees who are totally immersed in narrating your pastimes. So, what's the time? Almost time. So conclusion is, I gave the example of Draupadi. Understand? And to save Draupadi, how long Krishna took to come to her?
Less than a second.
Less than a second. And Gajendra elephant dying, how much time Lord took to come to him? 1/10 of a second. Imagine. But then I started my class from Prahlad Maharaj. Why Lord didn't came to save him from the very first day, when his demonic father ordered his soldiers that throw him from the cliff, throw him in the ocean, get him bitten by snakes, put him in fire, kill him. Imagine, Prahlad Maharaj's father, Hiranyakashipu, the king of demons, ordered his soldiers to kill him. And they were doing this, throwing him from the cliff, throwing him in the ocean, getting bitten by snakes, etc., putting him in fire. For Draupadi, you came in a fraction of a second. For Gajendra, you came in a fraction of a second. Why not for Prahlad? Good question. Why not for him? Why there's partiality there? No, there's no partiality. When Lord Nrsimha appeared from the pillar and killed Hiranyakashipu, he was roaring very ferociously, roaring, and seeing that 33 million demigods were shaking, literally shaking. No one was ready to go to Nrsimha Bhagwan to pacify him because he was in a very bad temper. Understand? Then the consort of Nrsimha Bhagwan, Lakshmi, demigods approached her. Can you go and please your Lord? He's your husband. She said, yeah, I know. Sometimes he's in a bad temper. I know how to take care. So Lakshmi stepped forward, chum, ankle bells. Moment she came close to Nrsimha Bhagwan and he Lakshmi ran back. I can't, today he is in a very bad mood. Today I can't say. I can't pacify him today. Something is wrong. So no one was going near to Nrsimha. But when a demigod, especially Brahma, he told Prahlad, Lord appeared because of you. He is angry because of you. So can you go and pacify him? He said, of course. Without any doubt, without any delay. And this small young boy, 5-year young, he just ran towards Nrsimhadev, paid obeisances to him, and the heart melted. Nrsimhadev said, oh, small baby, paying obeisances to me, and he lifted him and put him on his lap and embraced him. And the appearance of Lord is like Nrsimha is half human and half lion, right? And they start licking him. This is how lion, they show their affection. They love. Licking him. To a surprise, demigods asked this question, Prahlad, we all got so scared, even Lakshmi can't go near to him. How dare you? How come you can go near to him and no fear, nothing? He said, because all of you were only seeing his face. And I was not seeing his face. I was only meditating on his lotus feet. That's why you all terrified. And I was only looking at and meditating on his lotus feet. And the lotus feet as Lord is Abhe Charanar Vindare. Bhajahu re mana
Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vrindare.
Abhay Charanarvind means what? Abhay Charanar?
No fear.
Fearless. The lotus feet of Lord is compared to actually many comparison. Lotus. Lotus means very beautiful, and lotus is also very soothing. Another comparison is Koti Chandra Sushitala. Nitai Pada Kamala
Koti Chandra Sushitala Jaya Jagata Tajudaya.
The lotus feet of Lord is soothing by millions of moons. So Abhay Charanar Vindari. Anyone who takes shelter of the lotus feet of Lord also get fearlessness. Fearlessness. And what is the fear? The fear is Maya. Especially Maya Ami. Miami. Miami. Maya Ami. Abhay Charanar Vindari. Fearlessness. Prahlad just focused on the lotus feet of the Lord, saying that I was only looking there, and that's why I was not having any fear. You all looking his face. That's the difference. And then when Narsimha Bhagwan was leaking Prahlad, showing his love, and said, Prahlad, don't take me wrong. I would have come the very first day, or very first second or moment when Hiranyakashipu ordered his soldiers to kill you. I would have come and immediately teared him apart. But I intentionally delayed in coming. Intentionally. Why? To spread your glories in all universe. Let people see the glories of my devotees. Let people see the glories of my bhakti. Through you, Prahlad, through you. And you establish this. When anyone like you surrender to me, meditate on me, focus on me and my bhakti, no harm can come to that person. De Vishdrobihi Shutino Patido Dhyat Adratuvan Modita Satya Punati Sadharmo De Vishdrobihi. No one can harm. That's why I came intentionally, I delayed in coming to spread your glories. So in every action of Lord, there is some reason, there is some purpose. And every purpose is always auspicious. There is never inauspiciousness in any dealings and any reciprocation of the Lord. Never. Never doubt this. Because his name is Mangal Bhavan, Amangal Hari, the abode of auspiciousness. Mangal Bhavan. Understand? Abode of auspiciousness, there cannot be any inauspiciousness. But I am going through some troubles. Hari Bol. He's also here to hear Harikatha.
Alright.
Namaste
Narasingaya.
Just because of dogs. Okay. So, Mangal Bhavan Amangal Hari. The abode of auspiciousness and dissipate all inauspiciousness. This is the glories of Bhagwan, Lord and his devotees. So, 64 limbs of bhakti Among 64 limbs of bhakti, 9 are prominent. As Prahlad Maharaj said, Shravanam, hearing. Yesterday I was speaking about what? What I was speaking? Vinod me?
The heart, your ears, how
Ears.
the ears are connected to the
Shravanam,
heart.
hearing. Hearing. Then Kirtanam, speaking. Smaranam, meditating. 9 limbs of bhakti. Amongst these 9 limbs of bhakti, then again 5 are prominent. सजाति आशे स्निग्धे साधु संगे सोतोवरः श्रीमद् भागवत अर्थोनाम अस्वादितो रसिकसः श्रद्धा विशेष प्रीति श्री मूर्ति आंग्र सेवने नाम संकीर्तन यस्या श्री मथुरा मंडले स्थिति. Getting more close. Amongst 9 limbs of bhakti, then 5 are prominent. First is, foremost is association with pure devotees. Sadhu sangha. Most important. Without that, nothing is accomplished. And what is the result of bhakti? To accomplish this. What? Association of sadhus. I'm not saying this. In Bhagavatam, Gajendra is saying this, Dhruv Maharaj is saying this, everyone is saying this. Even gopis are saying this. Who are the best donors in the world? One who gave 2 million for the center.
No, the gopis.
One who gives you world round trip ticket. They are donors, no doubt. But they are not the highest donors. But Bhagavatam, Gopi is saying, who are the best donors? One who gives Krishna Katha. One who speaks or gives Krishna Katha. Nothing can be in comparison with this donation. Understand? What is superior? My $500 or Krishna? My 5 million or Krishna? No, 5 million. Krishna is superior, important, right? If I give to my Gurudev $100 and think, oh, I've given good donation to him. But what he's giving to me is what? Krishna Katha. He's giving me Krishna. How Krishna is entering? Through the ears. From the ears to the heart. So is he giving more big donation or I am giving him more big donation? He's giving. So therefore they are known as Bhurida Janaha, Bhurida Janaha, Bhurida Janaha. The best donors, the best donors, the best donors. One who is giving Krishna through giving mantras to disciple and through giving Krishna Katha to disciple. They are giving best donation to this. Okay, if I give $1,000, maybe I'll keep some pride in me. Yes, I gave 1,000. But the glories of devotees, they never keep any pride. Equally giving Krishna Katha to everyone. But in audience, everyone have their own, what do you call?
Adhikar.
Adhikar, qualification, to hold that. Understand? The flow of Krishna Katha is flowing equally to everyone. Everyone. But everyone has their own qualification to hold as much as they can. So those who are highly qualified, they accept that Krishna Katha according to their perspective. And their adhikar, the qualification, grows more. One on the less adhikar also attain higher adhikar, higher qualification. So it's always auspicious for everyone. And that's why Srila Prabhupada said, even a dog, even an ant, even a bird can participate in congregational chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Even a dog can participate. The trees can participate. It's equally for everyone, equal rights. Because save pumsa paro dharma yatha bhakti anukshaju. Only one dharma, one religion, one duty for everyone is to worship the Supreme Lord Krishna. But with terms and condition. And what is that? If we are doing this under shelter of, with guidance of devotees, in association of devotees, definitely is going to give impression in the heart. So again, concluding words, the impression comes from hearing, from ears, and goes to the heart. The connection of ears and heart. Yesterday we heard that. Yeah. So I request everyone, take this advantage and opportunity of worshipping Krishna every day, chant the name of Krishna every day, remember Krishna every day, read some books of Krishna. In our center in Hollywood here, we have so many books. Just take one book and start chanting, start reading. If you don't understand, underline it. Then ask Didi there, ask any senior devotee, they will answer you. And in this way, more and more we develop that taste. The more and more we dive into that ocean of bliss. And one day it will be like we don't want to give that. We can't, it becomes an addiction. Many devotees, they share their experience. Chanting, on their beats, Hare Krishna, chanting on the beats. So after some years of practice, the addiction is, early in the morning, when the day starts, unless they chant 1 or 2 rounds, they get so restless. Unless they chant 1 or 2 rounds, they get so restless. And if there is no chance or opportunity, because of work or family situation, they get irritated. Irritation. Because mind is absorbed there in chanting. And chanting 1 or 2 rounds, now you can say whatever. No irritation. That's called addiction. We have so many addictions. See, different natures. Parrot, parrot? If you come to India, you will see. If a parrot is sitting on a mango tree, right on the branch of that mango tree where the ripened mangoes are hanging and about to fall, if parrot sit on the branch of that mango tree, what parrot will do? Immediately bite mango and taste the mango. So parrot is doing 2 things. Tasting that mango and also got gifted. When parrot touch the beak right in the mango, it makes mango more sweeter than before. If a crow sits on the branch of a mango tree, right on the top of a mango, on the branch, crow has no interest in mango. Where the crow will look around, garbage, filth. Yes, that's his nature. He will not taste mango, which is so sweet and which is so delicious, so much potent. But crow will look around filth, garbage. That's his nature. If a vulture sits on the branch, the same branch of a mango tree, no interest in mango. Vulture look around for dead animal. That's the nature. If a pigeon sits on a branch of mango tree, no interest in mango. Pigeon look around for she pigeon. But parrot, when he sits on the branch of a mango tree, he goes with his beak, he tastes that sweetness of that mango and make that mango more sweet. Therefore, Shuk Mukhan Amrit Dravya Samritam Pibad Bhagavad Rasmalayam Muho Roho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavaka. When Shukdev Goswami parrot. When he's reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, he's tasting and he's also making that Bhagavatam, the ripened fruit, mango, more sweeter. Understand? Different natures. So one cannot say, oh, it's my nature by default, so what's my fault? Understand? It's my nature by default, what's my fault? The same question was raised by snake Kalia. You heard Kalia? In Vrindavan? Big, huge snake who made the holy river Jamuna poisonous and was troubling all inhabitants of Vrindavan. And when Krishna danced on the hoods of the snake Kalia and he vomited blood, was about to die, Krishna spared him on the request of his wives of Kalia. Then Kalia raised one question. What is my fault? I'm snake. You created me. You created me and I'm snake. And snake definitely going to vomit blood, not the nectar. Poison. Not the nectar. So what's my fault? Good question, right? Krishna said, oh, you still stubborn with your nature, even you having association of devotee wives, which are devoted to me, means the wives of Kalia. You have association of Shri Vrindavan Dham. You have association, you are in Jamuna. Everyone goes to Jamuna and prays to Jamuna to get Krishna Bhakti, the love of God. Getting so much favorable circumstances around you, but you don't want to give up your nature? And you're blaming me for this? Can't you change your nature? Even in so many favorable circumstances around you, favorable associations around you, can't give up your nature? Still stubborn with your nature, and you're blaming me for this? So similarly, devotees, sadhus taking so much pain coming to us, speaking to us, giving us inspiration in the heart, giving us knowledge, giving us information. We're getting also some transformation. Scriptures are there. Chanting Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, holy name is there. Worship of deities are there. So much is there. Lectures are there. So much is there. Still we are blaming Krishna for being not nice to us? No. It's not the fault of Krishna. We are not able to give up our nature. That's too bad. It's too bad. Even after hearing so much, chanting so much. Imagine how deep impression of that, deep impressions from the previous births is so intense. That knot is so tight, we are not able to break that knot. So what to do in that circumstance? Hand over yourself to a devotee who can easily cut that knot. Tato dusanga musijyad satsu sajeta buddhiman sant eva chindanti mano vyapsava nuktami. Sripad Goswami Maharaj used to utter this a lot. Give yourself to a sadhu. Give your life in the hand of sadhu. Then he will start operating. Then the operation starts. We can't expect we are on the roadside and doctors start operating us. We have to go to the hospital. Emergency. It's an emergency. Doctor, so much pain. Emergency. Operate me. Okay, immediately. They start operating. They don't even ask insurance and emergency. Later on. It's emergency time for all of us. We have to give our hands, our rights to someone who can operate us. infection. So much pain. Ah! So words? Some words really give hard time and it hurts a lot. That's operation. So don't worry, just tolerate that operation. Because knots are getting smashed. The ego is getting smashed there. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Gaur Premanande.
Hare.
Thank you, Didi.
Oh,
Gracias.
Thank you, Maharaj, for being here.
Not
My
gracias.
donuts.
Muchas gracias.
Open the kirtan.
Yes. We have Kirtaniya.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
eat. Saving energy. So let us all have prasadam. And then